weather's been too. What's the point of going outside?
Great dish from Kevin about player availability.
Bridges short on that one. Maxey secures it. George leaking out.
Obviously saying guarding AI is like chasing cats. He wasn't wrong. Those are some great battles.
Altercation with the Dallas Mavericks. Great read. Paul George ahead of the pack. Paul George.
Turnover. Williams up top. And that's an unforced error, but it's George who anticipated.
Embiid has attempted 10 free throws in this game. That's the 44th time that he's attempted 10.
Not that time. He's made 3 of them. Batted out to Jackson, and Paul George waiting down court for the slam.
Coming, and he just takes the body 19
and
years
after
in.
all these years,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And by the way, I say after...
Sixers 3 turnovers their last 4 trips down. Paul George catch and shoot. Needed that one.
Got to give Brad Stevens a lot of credit, right?
And Missoula for the
Sixers have missed their last 5 shots. Paul George sets his feet, fires.
What a block.
Maxey with a beautiful defensive play. Paul George lines it up. And that's a
Tim Hardaway Jr. gave up a look, which I thought he's probably the better three-point shooter. Well, not probably. He is the better three-point shooter between he
To PG it comes. Rising and hitting
Him over the last week, but he's back in the lineup tonight.
He was good the other night attacking the basket.
He did, downhill.
Your 5-piece nuggets. A chance we could have 8 or 12 though by the end of this one. Paul George from outside.
Westbrook all time. And they have actually posted triple doubles in games together this year.
Assists for Hart, who has 10 points, 16 rebounds, and now 4 steals.
Anthony picks him up on a switch. Paul George, 3-point shot, got it again.
Pelicans sure know what that's all about.
7-31 on the season right now. Last in the Western Conference. Paul, still plenty of time here. The Sixers can get a couple more stops and some buckets too. Paul George for 3.
George with 14 points, 6 assists. Step back 3 is good.
78, Warriors by 25. And Yabusele finds George. George for 3. Got it.
Defensive resume as well. I'm thinking the average fan probably leaves that out.
87. Maxey sends up a flare. Rebound tipped into the hands of George. He'll reload with a fresh.
Right, Colin Sexton testing that paint out. Comes up with 2 there.
Double figures for Collin. He had 4 of 8 shots.
George to the driving kick. Reset triple for Paul George.
Maxey rolls it off to George. George checks the shot clock. He has 4 seconds with which to work. And he
Ball, as you mentioned, Ollie, just really popping. KJ Martin knocking it out. Paul George sets his feet, fires. Paul George catch and shoot from the corner. And that one bounces through final.
Nice pass, Embiid. They work it back to the wing. Here's George. Nobody picks him up. George gets to the basket.
Embiid ejected in the second quarter. Drummond unavailable. KJ Martin out too. Paul George counting in the foul.
Trying to get into a groove. You guys are playing hard. It's going to come.
George wanted to push off.
And his teammates do the heavy lifting there. 9 rebounds and 8 assists though for PG. Baseline jumper. George, Martin, Maxey, Council, and Drummond. The 5 on the floor right now for the Sixers. PG, another step back.
Giddy trying to penetrate. The Sixers tap it away. Paul George going at Kobe White.
15 turns, 18 Orlando points off of those.
They've done a good job of getting
spin,
back.
The fade, the finish.
Paul George. Stop.
George off the dribble. George.
Away by Drummond. Picked up by Paul George. George drives, floats, and hits.
They have each tripled twice in this quarter.
Want to face this Magic half-court defense. Caldwell Pope on George. Turnaround following jumper. Jalen Brunson. That was his second 3-point try. And Paul George.
George going to work on Green. Tough mid-range on the baseline. And
Lakers are 9 for 15 from deep.
They make just 11 threes a game. George
Marvin Webster, downtown Freddie Brown, Gus Williams, Dennis Johnson, Paul Silas, Bruce Seals, Jack Sigma, great team.
George going to work on Williams. George hanging and hitting.
Cornette in the middle making plays. George.
Still working his way through and playing at a high level as George finally
7 for 31 from outside. George, long two goes for.
I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, he said they're not going to play because we're expected to win.
You can see how the Sixers used the three to their advantage, where in the previous seasons, they've been one of the teams that has been.
Paul George, just 6 so far tonight in his return from that finger injury. Maxey squares, fires, and connects up.
Here's Maxey off a good screen by Adem Bona, the rookie from UCLA.
Santa looking for another triple.
Those are the two leading three-point shooters in the league if you want to know how the NBA has changed.
Taking the right shots at the right time. Strong.
Get sidetracked, over-involved with the officials.
George backs it out. Shot clock down to 5. Yabusele against Caleb Houston. Muscles it up and in.
From the corner. Rebound George. Ahead to Maxey. Tyrese up and in.
The arc 3 of 6 is done.
He had 13 in a Saturday loss to the Pacers as Maxey rattles it.
Another turnover for Brooklyn. They're 13. George shovels Yabusele.
Really great game the other night against the Mavericks.
Gordon with the block and the leak out and the left out. Bouncing to Paul George, getting leverage on Advia, going back door, curls, finds Martin
Coming up on 4 minutes left in the first half. Stolen. George has picked the pocket of the Jazz.
Philly by 11. George behind the back to Embiid, sizes it up, buries a 3.
5 Sixers out there. Shot clock at 7. Maxey squares, fires, and connects. First three-pointer tonight for Tyrese.
Philadelphia right now. Darius Garland's just eating up that mid-range, and they drop the help. It's a layup.
Long baseline. Great defense straight up and down from K.J. Martin. Maxey lays it up and in on it. Good ball movement here by the Sixers. Tyrese left alone on the far side, and Tyrese Maxey fakes the pick.
A Maxey double team. George on the attack drops it off. Nice finish by K.J. Martin.
Got some calls with the 8-2 since he's not obviously PG-13 anymore. K.J. Martin laying it up and in.
They're going to run this play until you stop it. Yabusele.
Offensive spark. Paul George feeding it underneath. Yabusele.
Ask out of the game with as well as he is shooting the ball here to start.
Pick and roll, Drummond, and the foul on Huff.
Shot clock at 5.
Good job making them operate as far away from the basket as possible.
Tough shot for
Shorty
Watt.
was able to beat defenders to it.
3 Sixers with 20 plus. CJ turns it over.
Russell off the Claxton screen. Looks to turn the corner. Pump. Rip through. George got a piece.
And that stuff still holds true today.
Well,
Turnovers are down. He's able to play with the same edge that makes him great, but also within the system. So it's a perfect combo, guys.
Myers spinning away from Edwards and then has it blocked.
Pass up ahead and run. There you go.
Wide open from deep. Missed everything. Fontecchio tried to keep it in play. Nobody home, though.
But De'Aaron has truly given everything of himself.
Herter, baseline. Oh,
The bucket or the foul. Garland behind the back, right into Paul George's hand.
Create some airspace against Yabusele, puts it on the deck, got stripped, and thought he was fouled.
They can get some early offense.
Philly is 27th in the NBA in pace. The Nets are dead last. A big reason for keeping
Rebound
teams.
right back to him. Bridges blocked by Paul George. And then knocks off of
Tijon had a shot blocked by Paul George.
And it dropped 5 of their last 6 here at home. And they turn it over to start the game, and a foul is called on to Silva.
I'm used to those up by way out west.
Oh man, we had a good swap meet in Berkeley. Oh, what a block by Paul George.
And he knew he fouled him, but he couldn't believe that Embiid somehow threw that in. Kobe going baseline to a cutting Dosunmu blocked by Paul George.
Simpson. That's just wonderful defense by Paul.
In Philadelphia.
He'd ask for a sub right there. He's tired.
And denied by George.
Finishing. Gorgeous take. And now a steal from George. Maxey couldn't quite control it.
Begins now.
Yeah, you can't suspend until you're ready to actually get back playing. And he's on the trip.
He's going to run the floor. Directing traffic. He'll take it himself. Can't finish. Got it back. Had it blocked.